Sometimes I feel like making videos and sometimes I don't. So I'll go a while without making one. I don't know. They're fun to make. So I'm gonna make one today. Guess what I'm doing? I'm sitting in a parking lot because I got here a little bit early. But I am an extra in a movie today. Nothing too big, but it's exciting. And I just drove by the location on my way. No, I just drove by the location and they've got everything set up outside and it looks really cool. And I'm just excited. I did this last week. I was an extra in a training video and for a company, and it was so much fun to film. So now I'm in this little movie that I think is going to Sundance, but I'm not sure, but it's fun. So that's what I'm doing today. And I'm an extra in a dinner scene. So it's being filmed at a restaurant and it looks like they've just shut the restaurant down, but I'm nervous because I don't know where to go. I know where it's at, but I don't know like where to go. So anyway, yeah, it's been so much fun. So that's what I'm gonna do for now is, oh, I'm even nervous saying this to myself and to my little tiny viewership that I have wanted, okay, I've wanted to be in movies for as long as I can remember, since I was a little kid. Like, I get really emotional watching the Oscars and I love movies, and when I watch them I'm always thinking about like how they were made and like what, don't laugh, and like what direction the actor was given and blah blah blah. Anyway, so I've always wanted to be an actor, and then I have glasses marks, but I never, okay, so I brought it up once with my dad when I was in junior high because we were getting ready to, I was registering for high school and I had an elective period and I was like, oh, maybe a drama would be fun. And my dad was like, no, you don't need to waste your time on things like that. And I was like, well, what if I want to be an actress one day? And he was like, no. He's like, you need to do a legitimate job, something that earns you money and blah, 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 that helps people. And so ever since then, I just shut right up about it, and I've never talked about it, and I've always kind of pushed it way far deep down. But every time like I've been thinking about what I want to do when I grow up and different things like that, that pops into my head. But I've just pushed it down, and just have kind of convinced myself that it's a fairy tale dream to have, and the only lucky people who live in California can do it, and blah, blah, blah. And I've been significantly overweight for a while, and so my confidence was so as the weight started to come off and life has kind of started to get back to normal, I was like, why not? I feel like this is something that, if it's something that I've been so, that it's constantly on, blah, 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 blah. Because I feel like if it's something that I've been thinking about my whole life and have been super passionate about and had like a desire to do, then that should mean something. So anyway, so this is what we're doing. I am working really hard for the next year to build up my resume because I have no experience at all. I have no training, nothing, but I have charisma. So maybe it'll work. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm going to spend the next year building up my resume and getting as much work as I can, whether it's extras or small parts or whatever. And then in a year from now, I'm going to go in front of one of the big agencies here in Utah and try and get an agent. And then we'll just go from there. So that's what I'm doing. So today, all you can see is my head. So there. So today, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing this, and it's so much fun. When I was shooting, so last week, that little role that I had in that training video, I was an extra one day, and then I kind of had like a little tiny role the second day. But when I was doing that and I was on set, I was like a little kid. I was so fascinated by everything because it's like, if you see a movie being made in the movies, that's what it's really like. And I sound so stupid, but I don't care. Like, you know, when they're like, hey, pictures up, roll down, speed, mark, all that fun stuff. It's cool. So it's just fun, and the day goes by really fast. So that's what I'm up to, and that's why I'm so giddy. But I'm nervous because I don't know where to. I know where to park. I just don't know where to go. Like, I don't want to wander around and be like, "Hi, my name's Melissa. I'm an extra." And I also don't want somebody to come up to me and be like, "The restaurant's closed," and I'll be like, "I know I'm supposed to be here." I get nervous about that kind of thing. I don't know. So. That's it. Let's talk about post-surgery stuff a little bit. Things are going good. I am about 58 pounds lighter than I was 8 weeks ago. So we're 2 months out as of a couple days ago. And yeah, I just feel good. I feel good. I have so much energy. I have quadruple the amount of energy that I had before surgery, and I just am kind of wondering why I waited so long to do this. But the only thing that I'm getting used to the eating. That was the hardest out of everything, as I've talked about before, but I'm getting used to it. I'm getting a routine down, and I'm noticing as time goes on that one of the things that I can't do is I can't wait until I'm starving to eat, because then problems happen. So one nifty little thing about my new little pouch of a stomach is when it's done, it's done. Like, that's it. So, you know, normal stomachs, you can shove as much in there and then just feel so uncomfortably full for an hour or something and whatever. Like, they're meant to stretch. Well, this new little stomach of mine is not meant to stretch at all. So if you put anything, like, I know I'm being a little dramatic, but I'm serious. Like, if you put even like 1/3 of an ounce more than it can handle, it will send everything right back up. And what sucks is sometimes it takes a minute for your stomach to be like, because my nerves are still healing. So sometimes it takes a minute for it to be like, oh, I'm full. So here's what happens. I'll be eating, I'll have a bite in my mouth, and I'll be chewing, and while I'm chewing said bite, my stomach's like, I'm done, I'm full. So I can't swallow that bite. And I've learned the hard way that you can't swallow that bite. So you have to spit it out, and that's not good manners when you're with somebody. But I've had to excuse myself a couple of times with my poor mom and be like, sorry, I have to spit this out. And I feel like when you're starving that you feel the restriction more. So sometimes I won't be able to get as much in, and by as much I mean like instead of 4 tablespoons I'll be able to get like 2 in. Or if I'm starving and I'm not paying attention, I'll eat too fast. And if you don't chew your food well enough, and if you eat too fast, guess what happens? You puke. So puking is not fun. Oh, you know what else is weird? Is I don't really like meat anymore. I used to love meat, for those of you who know me well. I was raised by a hunter and just lots of meat. Big steak and potatoes girl here. But even like, I don't know, like lunch meat, I can't even, the smell of it now makes me sick. And I've never been, okay, I said steak and potatoes girl, but I've never been a big red meat person, especially after I had my babies. I'll eat steak every once in a while. It's not my favorite thing, but I'll eat it. But I don't eat like pot roast or anything like that. So, but what I'm getting at is the other night for Mother's Day, I made a turkey breast in the crock pot for my mom, and it tasted horrible to me. And I made it the same way that I always make it, and everybody else was enjoying it. And I even asked my mom, I was like, does this taste funny? And she was like, no, it tastes great. And I said, and my mom is somebody who will tell me if something tastes like crap. Like, ooh, Melissa, you botched this up. But she was like, no, it tastes great. And it, no. And then this morning, since I was running behind, but I'm here early, running behind to get out the door, and I didn't grab anything for breakfast, I got a Lunchable at the gas station because you're supposed to eat a lot of protein in your breakfast. I know, not very good planning, but I got a Lunchable, which I usually like, but I took a little bite of the cheese. Here, it's even right here. See, this is my Lunchable. I took a bite of this plasticky cheese that I usually love because it's processed. Give it to me. And it was so gross. And then the lunch meat. Oh my gosh. The smell is making me sick. These little like gelatinous congealed pieces of blah, blah, blah. Gross. There's crackers in here, but the crackers even look fake, and I can't eat the crackers because I don't eat white flour anymore. So that was a bust. So we're just gonna drink a lot of water today and hope that craft services has snacks. But I am in a dinner scene, so maybe I'm gonna pretend like I'm eating dinner all day, which might cause a problem because, oh, that's a really nice Jeep. I want a new car so bad. Anyway, which might cause a problem, but it's fine. So that's what's up with me lately. I hope that everybody had a great Mother's Day. I had a great Mother's Day. It was really chill. Blythe is really independent, which I love, and I let her watch movies and play Animal Jam all day, and I wasn't feeling very good. That's another thing. So we talked about heart issues that I have in the past, and everything's been great up until a few days ago. It started going into my weird rhythm again, and I've been getting palpitations, which I hate because they hurt. So the cardiologist is having me send, okay, here's another cool thing, and I have to talk fast so that before I run out of memory. Okay, I have this little thing in my chest right here. It's about this big and about this wide. It's called a loop monitor. And when I had my heart surgery last summer, they injected this thing down in, and it sits right on top of my breastbone, and it monitors my heart. And it sends reports up to the University of Utah, and my cardiologist and his team keep an eye on my heart, make sure everything's going okay. So I have this little thing. It's called a fob, and it's on my keychain. It looks like this. So when I start to feel the weird palpitations and weird rhythm, then I send them a recording, and I'm actually feeling it right now, so I'm going to show you how I send a recording. So check it out. We're going to get a little bit up close and personal for a second, but I don't care. Okay, let's move this right here. Okay, so I take this and I push this button, and there's a green light. It's going to come on, and then I stick it down my shirt right to where my monitor is. Now listen. It found it. How funny. As soon as I sent that transmission, my cardiologist called. So my heart is doing premature beats. That's just great, which is not a big deal, but we have to figure out maybe what's causing it. So when I get home tonight, I have this little thing at home that's even bigger. It's like this big. It looks like a mouse for a computer, and you push the button and you hold it over and it goes boop, boop, and then you put it on the thing and it sends up a transmission of the last 24 hours of my heart activity. And this little thing, when I push the button, it marks on the report where I was having the episode at. So anyway, I'm gonna go now and earn my Oscar as an extra in a dinner scene. That's it. Is Buca de Beppo's even open anymore? I don't know. Subscribe if you want. Thanks for being here. Goodbye.